Alright, so just following on from yesterday, another little thing that they can ask. So the slope of the line through 3 minus 2 and 1k is a third. They're telling you the slope is a third. Okay? So, first of all, let's write down our 2 points. And we know the slope is a third. What do you think we're going to do? Label them. Exactly, label them first of all. Good. All the 1s, all the 2s. And I know the slope is a third. So what formula do you think I'm going to use? That's if I have a picture. What's the other one? y2 minus y1, the slope formula. Exactly. We're talking about slope. So get your slope formula down on the page. Okay? So y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. That's my slope formula, isn't it? Okay. So what's y2? K minus y1 minus 2 over x2 1 minus x1 3. And what is my slope equal to? A third. So put it equal to a third. Okay. What's minus by minus? Plus. So I have k plus 2 on top. And what's 1 take 3? Minus 2 on the bottom equals a third. Have you any idea where we go from there? Can you remember? That would be if they told me something was perpendicular or something parallel. They didn't mention anything here, did they? This is going back to your algebra. Now, you might have forgotten it, and that's totally fine, okay? But I want to get the k on its own. So letters to one side, numbers to the other. In order to do this, I have an equals in the middle. I need to cross multiply. Okay, cross multiply. So bottom of one side goes to the top of the other. Bottom of one side goes to the top of the other. Your teacher last year might have said, how would I get rid of a minus 2 here? I'd multiply by a minus 2 on the other side. Okay? Or I just say bottom of one side to the top of the other. So what that means is that 3 comes up and gets multiplied by k plus 2. And that minus 2 comes up and gets multiplied by the 1. Okay, now I just have this lovely equation with no fractions on the bottom. So 3 by k, 3 by 2, and minus 2 by 1. And what do you think happens now? Yeah, letters to one side. So that 6 comes over, becomes a minus 6. So 3k is minus 8. So then k is minus 8 over 3. Is that okay? So if ever you have two fractions with an equals in the middle, you can always cross multiply. Okay? Bottom of one side, top of the other, bottom of one side, top of the other. We'll do a little bit more of this. We've another chapter to do called algebraic fractions. So that's when this will come up a bit more. Okay? This, what we're doing now, is, yes. Yeah. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to start a new topic in this. Okay? So, a new little heading. Can I get rid of this? So we've done distance, we've done midpoint, we've done slope, and now we're doing equation of a line. So, can you remember, from simultaneous equations, what does a line look like as an equation? What does it have? Remember in simultaneous equations now, remember that? You've an x and you've a y, so something like this. That's a line. Okay? So, they're going to give us points or information about the line, and they're going to ask us to find something like this. Okay? It might be that the y is on its own. Okay? All the same thing. As long as it has an x and a y, or an x or a y, then it's equation of a line. Okay? What's the other thing we learned? What's that? That's an x squared. That's a quadratic equation. Exactly. So we're only interested in lines in this chapter. Okay, x's and y's. So, equation of a line. Now, we have a formula for it. Again, it's on page 18 of your log tables. Yes, if you can find them, please bring them. If not, we'll have to maybe do some photocopying for you, but try and get them. So the equation of a line through a point with the slope is given by this formula. Basically, for equation of a line, we need three things. What do you think the three things we need are? What's given here? Like in a question, what do they have to give me in a question in order to get the equation of a line? They need to give me a point. They must give me x1, y1. Or they at least need to give me a picture so that I can pick an x1, y1. So they need to give me a point. What else do they need to give me? So there's the x1, y1. What else? They need to give me a slope, or they need to be able, or they need to give me enough information so that I'm able to get the slope. Okay? Point, slope, formula. Will you learn that those are the three things you need, please, for equation of a line? Point, slope, formula. Can I get rid of the board? Okay, so find the equation of the line containing the point minus 3, 2, and whose slope is 2/3. So you need to remember, I need three things. I need a point, I need a slope, I need my formula. Okay? So, do we have a point? What point? Okay, so minus 3, 2 is my x1, y1, isn't it? What's my slope? And what letter is for slope? M, isn't it? And my formula. So I'm going to write those things down. Okay? Point, slope, formula. So all you do is you fill in to your formula all the pieces of information. Now you told me a line, an equation of a line has what in it? An x and a y. So an x and a y must be in your answer. So do you see that y? He's just y. Okay? Then you say y minus y1. What's y1 in my question? 2. Brilliant. Equals, what's m? Now write your 2/3 like this. 2 on the top, 3 on the bottom. Okay? Bracket x, careful, x stays as x. You told me it needs an x and a y, so that x stays as x. Minus, and what's x1? Minus 3. Brilliant. Okay, so y minus y1 equals m x minus x1. Now, if ever you have a fraction on the bottom of your slope, he comes up to the other side. Another cross multiply. Okay, so that 3 comes up here outside a bracket. Bottom of one side goes to the top of the other. Now the 3 has gone from there, so I'm just left with the 2 on top. X, and what's minus by minus? Plus 3. Brilliant. Any questions there? Okay. And from there you're just going to tidy up. So 3 by y is 3y, 3 by minus 2 is minus 6, 2 by x is 2x, 2 by 3 is 6. And normally I like to bring everything to one side. Okay? So to bring everything to one side, it's up to you what side you want to bring it to. The back of the book will always bring it to where the x will be a plus. So they'll move these over here. Okay? If you want to move these over this side, that's totally fine too. Okay? Up to you. So, what we'd be left with is 2x, 3y comes over becomes minus 3y, plus 6 stays there, minus 6 comes over becomes plus 6. How did I what? I moved the 3y minus 6 over the equals. I'm bringing everything to one side. That's all I'm doing. Okay? So my last line is 2x minus 3y plus 12. And you can have the equals 0 here, or you can have the equals 0 here. you don't need to take this down, but I'm just going to show you. If you wanted, you could have brought these over this side. And you'd have minus 2x plus 3y minus 6, and plus 6 comes over, becomes minus 6, minus 2x plus 3y minus 12 equals 0. What do you notice about these? All the signs are wrong. You're still right. You're just at one side of the equals as opposed to the other side of the equals. So if the back of the book gives you this answer, but you have this answer, you're still right. Okay? And vice versa. So as long as all your signs are opposite, then you're still right. Okay? Because really, I could bring these all the way over here. They'd all change sign when they move over the equals, and I'd end up with the exact same thing. Yeah?
How come you don't do letters to the left then?
Because I've got two sets of letters. I've x's and y's. Do you remember in simultaneous equations we always had x, y equals number? In this we always do x, y number equals 0.
Excuse me please, would Phil O'Dwyer 60 come to